Thursday afternoon chat. Your favorite artists with Jayar.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of my favorite Joy FM artists, Josh Baldwin. Welcome back.
Hello, hello. It's so good to be back.
People have been talking about our last chat since, well, that was a year ago, I think, or more, perhaps, where I think you were one of the first artists we had in front of the green screen, and you set the tone for everybody else because, well, nobody's done that since we moved around.
Yeah.
We had some fun with the green screen.
It was a lot of fun.
Was it space?
I think we started in space.
And then Paris.
And then we went to Paris because the Eiffel Tower, I'd never seen it. And I felt bad, like, seeing it without my wife first.
Yeah.
But
you and I at the Eiffel Tower hanging, having a good chat while your wife's at home watching the clip on Instagram going, "You won't take me."
She's like, "What? You didn't tell me you went to the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
You told me you were just going to an interview." And then we went to
the Great Wall.
The Great Wall of China.
Yeah, first faith-based interview to ever take place in a communist country.
It was kind of amazing.
So it was a monumental moment.
Unprecedented
for both of us and the industry.
I've gotten calls about that, well, basically for a year now.
Yeah. So it was huge, you know? And so let's try to replicate that here.
Let's try to top it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Where would you like to go to first? I've shown you a bunch of different options. Yeah. Where shall we go?
I think I would love to go to a county fair.
Okay.
That's just off the top of my head.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, I feel like I gained weight just being here.
I can smell the funnel cake right now.
See, being from North Carolina, did you grow like when was the first time you had something not fried? Like with
I think let's see. I moved to California when I was 35. So probably July 2015. Yeah. They would fry, it's just like fry the formula before they gave it to me as a baby. Just in the bottle and all. Just.
Do you remember when we had baby formula?
Oh my gosh, that's true. Wow.
That was an amazing day.
Soon.
Those are great.
Oh man.
I
do love the fair though. I love a good fair. My first county fair ever. Were you going to ask me that?
Yes.
Okay. My first county fair that I ever crossed that one
off.
off.
Question. When was your first county fair?
It was when I was probably 9 years old. Okay. I was in Stanley County, North Carolina, which is where I grew up. Yeah. And it was a Stanley County fair.
Naturally.
Go figure.
Wait, that's the end of that story?
Yeah, I mean, that was the first one. I don't remember a lot about it.
I don't have a stomach for rides.
Yeah.
And so it's embarrassing when you're at that fair and they've got there's the staple rides at the fair.
Yeah.
And because I can't do spinning.
Same, dude, same.
So you're
and
there.
That's all that's at fairs because what else are they going to do? They can't like build. It's just like, hey,
room.
Here's a different. Yeah. Here's another where. Do you want to sit in this thing and just spin around, or do you want to like stand over here and then we're just gonna sling you around?
Yeah. Come pay us to ruin the rest of your
seriously.
day.
Eat all this. Here's a pound of sugar. Now go get on that thing and we're gonna just shake you up and then you just. Bleh. It makes me think of. Have you ever seen Sandlot?
Oh,
you know Sandlot.
My son and I watch it in the back of my vehicle every July 4th. The two of us with a fan on us, a TV in the back of the truck, and we sit and watch Sandlot. Fanlot. That's the sequel.
I love that movie, and it is such a 4th of July movie.
Oh, but before they go on that ride, the one kid, this is how to not do chewing tobacco is watch the Sandlot because it'll mess you up. But everybody was going on all the rides, and then all of a sudden they're like, let's go on it was called the Octopus, and I think every county fair they changed the name.
Yeah, but it's the same.
It's just this little bubble
metal
that
thing
spins.
that just spins around.
And I remember going between you got the corn, you got the little, what are they called, the carts. Somebody's inside where they sell the elephant ears. They're inside of a thing where you give your money and they give you the food.
Yeah, right.
I went between two of those with my head, basically trying not to throw up it felt like an hour.
Feeling.
And it was a dumb, cheap ride. It wasn't like, oh, you've got to try that. It's the thing the babies do.
Yeah.
And it ruined. I'm getting dizzy thinking of. So, yeah.
I mean, are you okay to be here right now?
I can't look at the spenny one.
Yeah.
But I'm good with other stuff.
The Ferris wheel.
Yeah. The main reason you go to these things is you're chasing a girl.
Girls. Yeah.
That's why you'll eat the food. You'll go in the things that make you sick because you're there because it's not youth group.
Nope. It's like, I could probably hold her hand here. Yeah. I won't get in trouble. That's why. That's where all your other high school friends are there who don't go to your youth group.
Yeah.
And they're like just a little more worldly than you are.
Yeah.
So, yep, dude, same.
Yeah. You know me. I don't like to toss out my wife would be like, no, he doesn't. I don't like to toss out compliments unless I really mean something. Yeah. I say this to her every time I say, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. And she's like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, no, you have to, I don't say this to people. So when I say it to you, I want you to go, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm saying this to you. You have written one of the greatest worship songs in history. Wow. And I don't say that to people. Wow. And that we're going to play that in a little bit with My King Forever. But we also have another newer song we're going to play. There Is a Freedom we'll play. Let's go into Stand in Your Love.
First of all, that means a lot to me. And yeah, thank you so much.
Yes. Let's go into Stand in Your Love here, a song that was written in an airport. No, you were waiting to board a plane.
Stand in Your Love?
Yeah, a guy came by.
Oh, no. Yeah.
He was going to get on a flight.
Yes. The other guy was leaving to get on a flight, and right before he did, he dropped like a little
piece of paper,
like an idea.
A napkin.
Hey. He's like, here. And my name's Ethan. And he just like sailed off into the sunset.
Yeah.
No, he didn't, but.
Oh, it was nighttime.
It was nighttime.
Shall we change it up?
Let's change it up.
Let's, you want to go mall?
Let's go to the mall.
How about 80s mall?
Ooh, yeah. You can choose 80s mall.
I hope, Alex.
Yeah, we're just throwing that out.
We'll find out when I clap my.
We're old enough.
I don't know if Orange Julius is here, but
wow.
This is pre-Auntie Anne's Pretzels.
Oh, well, this is like when Chick-fil-A was only in the malls.
I grew up on the West Coast, and so I'd never heard of Chick-fil-A until I was 28.
Really?
We didn't have them out west.
That's true, yeah.
Well,
I remember the first time I ever heard about Chick-fil-A, which you were going to ask me that, right?
Yeah, let me cross my second question.
Okay.
What was your first county fair, and when was the first time you heard of Chick-fil-A?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I was going to the mall with my grandmother, who I call Mamaw.
Right.
Mamaw Betty. Her name's Betty. She's still alive right now.
Good.
She's my only grandparent alive. Mamaw Betty.
I've got none. So.
I'm sorry.
Good for you. Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, she took me to the mall, and I remember we stopped at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And I just remember that, wow, this is really good chicken.
Yeah. So, all right.
Anyway, that was the first time.
Yeah.
I was probably 10, 11. 12,
that is a great story. That is awesome.
I got a lot more of that came from.
Wait, so is going to the mall with your grandmother, was that something you did a lot?
I think when we went and stayed with her, she lived right down the road, and she worked at the mall. She worked at
Hot Topic?
No. Yeah. She worked at Hot Topic. Have you ever heard of Abercrombie and Fitch? She barely made it in.
I thought you were cool before you told me your grandma worked at Abercrombie and Fitch.
No,
where'd you get that shirt, man? My grandma gets a discount at Abercrombie and Fitch.
It's like, wait a minute, they only let young hot people work there.
You've not seen my grandma.
You haven't seen my grandmother. And honestly, that's so mean of you to just judge what she looks like. You don't even know.
Sorry.
You've never seen her.
I'm sorry.
No, she worked at this like ladies, dress shop or something. And so we were always there to see her.
Okay. Good.
That's the kind of content that people want to know about Josh Baldwin.
Let's take a hard left turn from discussing your good-looking grandmother at a Hot Topic into your latest song.
Yeah.
There Is a Freedom. Where can you just walk me up? There Is a Freedom.
Okay. There's Freedom. It's from the scripture, 2 Corinthians. Whoa, wow.
Yeah.
It's from the scripture, 2 Corinthians 3:17.
Ish.
3 in there, 3:17. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.
Yeah.
And which as a worship leader, that's like I've sang that in many worship songs, I think, for years. And but when we were writing this, I think we were thinking about, okay, I want to like sing this classic thing that I've been singing for a long time, but like in like a different angle and like a way that like, yes, there's freedom, but when I'm like struggling and I feel horrible and things around me aren't going well, like what does that mean to just sing, okay, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom. And and sometimes I've just always associated that to worship. Just like when I worship, I have freedom to just worship. But I started thinking about what I wrote it with a couple of friends. I think it's Romans 8, just where it talks about all the things that love does, and it says that nothing can separate us from the love of God. And so I was like, I'd love to like pair those two together somehow, and basically write a worship song that is saying like, yeah, when I'm going through all these times, the valleys, these low times, like I need to remember nothing can separate me from Him. And if nothing can separate me from Him and He's always with me, then like what does that mean? It means that I can walk in freedom. I can walk in victory. And so that's like where the song came from, and just the whole practical writing. Like sometimes I'm like that. I just have to like map it out. And okay, if I'm saying this, then I want to say this here. Like, what does that mean? And how do I piece that together? And then even in the bridge, when it talks about just the people of God singing together, that's what I feel. I got this, the picture of just us coming together corporately as a church, and what happens when we all corporately gather together and just sing the truths of God, and sing these truths that just, I think when we all come together and sing them, He's there, and chains do break and things, So
let's play it. There is a freedom. Sorry, I can't read my own writing. There is a freedom. Josh Baldwin on the Joy FM. Shall we?
I mean, I haven't. My wife wanted me to pick up some groceries for her on my way home.
Off we go. All right.
This is perfect.
Yeah, 6 feet apart.
Yeah, seriously.
What's your favorite aisle?
Oh gosh, what is my favorite aisle in the grocery store?
That was my third question for Josh Baldwin.
Wow. I hate that I didn't think of it first. This is the first time.
Buddy.
You beat
Josh
me
is
to it.
coming in. When's the first time you went to the fair? How would you rate your grandmother on a scale of 1 to 10 looks wise? And what's your favorite aisle?
And what's your favorite aisle in the grocery store? Favorite aisle in the grocery store? The chip aisle. Okay. Right?
That's good.
That's a great aisle.
Did you know that I heard we're both fans of Nate Bargatze?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love him.
Nate's on a podcast.
Speaking of Nate and county fairs, at our Williamson County Fair, where I live in Thompson Station, Tennessee, I was there last year and just walking around getting something for my family. Left them over here. I'm like walking around like a dad, just like, I'm going to get, funnel cakes and all this stuff. And I look up and there's Nate Bargatze doing the same thing. It's what I didn't ask him, but you could just tell he was that dad mode, just like carrying
away from his wife and kid,
away from his wife and kid, doing the same thing. And I almost went up and just like introduced myself, but he was in that like on a mission kind of vibe, and so I left it alone. But so I saw him at a county fair.
Well, he what was the saying? He does a bit about is it grocery chips? Oh yeah, he had a guest on the other day on his podcast. This guy knew way too much about. He used to be a rep for Frito-Lay.
Oh wow!
And so I didn't notice this, but the guy's like, or he was a Pringles rep, and he's like, he hated the Frito-Lay reps because he's like, they got all the Frito-Lay chips get the best placement in the grocery store because they've got all the money. And so goodness. He was like, so he was a Pringles guy, so he had to fight for everything. Placement in a grocery store is very important.
Yeah.
You want the end cap or you want eye level. And he's like, at Pringles, we always had to fight because we're not considered chips. We're considered crisps or something.
Wow.
And so he'd go into a grocery store, this guy, and he'd be like, hey, what's up? I'm putting Pringles. And the grocery store guy is like, you got baseball tickets? Because the Frito-Lay guys would come in and flaunt baseball tickets.
What?
And Frito would get beautiful placement. So I know way
That's
too
so
much
funny.
about the potato chip
That's very
game.
interesting. Stuff like that is very interesting.
It's a whole world.
Which also Pringles, I mean, they're so small.
Yeah.
That would make it even more important to get their eye level because they're not this
Oh yeah.
Also, do you remember that? Do you ever hear that joke that this old comedian said about Pringles and how they like it was like they just had these canisters, and the day that like tennis balls were supposed to be shipped to put them in, they got shipped potatoes, so they just made the best of it.
Right. So. Is that the joke?
Yeah, I mean he's like a professional comedian, so he says it
different presentation.
Yeah, no, I was just like telling you like the information.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't want to laugh.
This was the summary of the joke.
Yeah, no, here's what the joke's about, and imagine someone funny saying this.
So you're not the chef. You just
no,
told
here's
me
the
what
ingredients.
are in the recipe.
Listen, I mean, if I could write a song about it, and you'd love it. But
a worship song.
A worship song about it.
I could write a worship song about Pringles, and you would love it.
You would sing it.
I bet I would.
You would hate yourself how much you sang that song.
And Bethel's like, "Is this a worship song about Pringles? We
love it.
Print it." I bet you Hillsong's down under going, "I wish we had a Pringles song."
It's like, sorry.
Sorry, Bethel's
once you pop, you can't stop.
Yay. Why are we talking about chips right now? Oh my gosh. I'm just picturing your mom at Abercrombie and Fitch. Your grandma.
It's my grandmother. My mom never
worked in the mall.
Worked in the mall.
What is back here right now?
A grocery store.
Grocery store. Okay, that's
obviously.
That's where we got talking about chips.
Yeah, chip aisle. A coffee aisle is pretty cool too, but
yeah,
I just go and judge. I'm like, no,
yeah,
not good.
Right. I like to go into the international section.
Yeah.
Because think about this: a grocery store is 99.9% things that we eat here in America, and then the rest of the world is so vast and so big, and in a grocery store, they give the rest of the world this.
Not even a whole aisle.
Oh.
No, it's like a quarter of the aisle.
Yeah. It's like one thing from every country in the Olympics.
It's like, it's like the Mexican, I was like, tortilla chips. Or taco.
Yeah.
Like
Actually, Hispanic has grown so much, they're getting
they're
really
getting
good half of an aisle.
That's true.
Because we love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's England, here's India, here's a Vietnamese section, and it's one thing. Yeah. And it's usually just their favorite candy
honestly,
bar.
that's like the aisle. Well, let me tell you, the whole grocery store experience for me has gotten better since not COVID. DoorDash. Yes. Oh. But but what is it? Instacart and all that stuff, because we started using it a lot during COVID, and then it just then it was like just super convenient for my wife to like not ever have to go to the grocery store. But that was also awesome for me because I never had to go for her, because she would always send me down the international aisle to find some kind of Asian something, because she loves Asian food. Oh. And so I'm like, I don't know, where is the ramen? Where is the white rice vinegar something? And I'm just like,
we never got into that because we live in Florida, so
there's like no Asian food in Florida.
No food delivery.
Oh, well, you didn't need it. You had freedom.
We just kept going to the grocery store.
Right. No, we lived in California. We had to have it.
When you wrote "There is a freedom," I thought it was about Florida.
There is a freedom that I've heard tell of.
Yeah.
And it's a land called Florida.
Down there. Yeah. We're gonna go into. It wasn't my plan to talk about grocery stores,
I'm sorry.
But no, it's great.
You could cut all this out.
I tell the audience on a Friday at 4 to 6, I want to give people a chance to end the week with worship, but not any. I kind of hand pick it so they're vertical in nature. Yeah. Meaning, I want to give people a chance to sing. In my opinion, that's the definition of vertical worship. Yeah. Is it changes the lyric. The lyric is in such a way that you're speaking to God instead of speaking about the Christian life or something.
Get your eyes off yourself. Yeah. And just straight to
when you're saying you are great, I think it changes the feel in the room as opposed to saying God is great.
Totally.
But I want to go into, I will say, as a fan of worship music, nobody realizes how right I am about this. Time dictates.
Time will tell.
Time will tell that I was right when I say "My King Forever" is one of the best worship songs ever written. And to me, it's just like, that's one of our favorite artists. That's my buddy Josh. But But this song will go down in time, I think, as one of the greats. But
wow.
They just
Thank you.
It's still hard to me believe that my buddy Josh wrote this, because when not everybody knows Matt Redman, but he wrote some of the biggest songs in the church, but nobody ever sees him. He's like this.
He's like, does he even exist?
Who is Matt Redman? It's like Christians have made up that name forever.
And he's just got a great accent. Like you listen to my accent, you don't think. You just you don't want this guy telling you what to sing.
That guy was trying to hold a girl's hand at the county fair at 11 years old. No way he wrote one of the greatest anthems.
It's like the Jeff Foxworthy thing where he's like, you don't want your surgeon talking like this. All right, now what we're going to do is saw the top of your head off and root around in there with a stick. It's like, no. That's the way I feel sometimes.
Yeah. So, just as somebody with a massive reverence for this song, where did it come from? It's within the past couple of years.
Yeah, I wrote it in the fall of 2019. So it is 3 years old. Okay. And it's actually I have some songs a lot of songs I've been a part of that I'm like, how did that start? And I don't have the moment where I'm like, everything was right here. But that song actually was very much a moment. I was actually on tour with Zach Williams, and we were in Massachusetts, in Northfield, Massachusetts, which is actually the birthplace and where he's buried, Dwight L. Moody, the old American evangelist. Yeah. And he has a school there, and we were playing that night in the auditorium of the school that he's was a part of. Yeah. And my buddy Ethan, who I wrote Standing in Love with, had come on just that weekend. He came out with me and Zach to just hang out and write with us. And so that day, Ethan and I went into one of the old dorm rooms. They were all, I think it must have been in spring or fall break. And so no one was there. Yeah. So they let us have one of the dorm rooms to just get and write. And we were out there and overlooking this beautiful campus, and you could see where Dwight L. Moody was buried, and it was just this beautiful fall day in the Massachusetts, and and I remember we just started talking about what do we want to write about, and I was like, I just want to write this simple worship song that I can play around a campfire with some buddies and just not think about anything, not have to think about this, chords and all this, and just sing it. And I just want it to be straight to Jesus, but about him, kind of like a love letter to the King, something like that. And so that we just started writing it, and that most of it came that day, just the two of us sitting there writing it.
It's funny we talk about Redman, but Redman on this show once said to me, the greatest worship songs are simple without being shallow. Yeah. And My King Forever has that. Yeah. It's simple. It's an anthem and a prayer. Yeah. But yet it's not shallow.
No, totally. Yeah. I mean, even just down to, I think it was Ethan first said something about we should. I just keep hearing the Lord Most High, the Lord Most High, and that even felt a little old school and nostalgic to me, but almost in a way I was like, ugh, I don't want it. The Lord Most High. I just.
Shine, Jesus,
it felt and I was like, is it too much that way? But then there was something that no, it just felt simple to just be all praise to the Lord Most High. And then we had, all praise to Jesus Christ. I was like, and now thinking back about this, I'm like, that was dumb. I was like, is that too simple to just be all praise to Jesus Christ? Right. Should I think of something more clever? I'm like, you're saying the name of Jesus. Yeah. That's what we're doing. That's what it's all about. Let's just all worship, all honor goes to him. And so that I love that you said, because that's what we wanted it to be, just this simple, the one who saved me, Jesus. And then, and I think that my favorite is the bridge. That is worship to me. That's if someone's how do you define worship? It's just I'm the bridge. I lift my hands up and I lay my whole life down. Yeah. That's kind of why we're all created to do, just to everything goes to you. I honor you, and I just lay my life down daily and say, here I am. So awesome. That was a special day that almost all of it came that day. I think the only thing that didn't, we had it all, and then I went back home and I remember playing it for Brian Johnson with Bethel, and he had the idea to change, what if you change the verse melody a little bit, and he helped with that, and I was like, yes.
Stop trying to run my career, Brian.
Stop, Brian. It's never going to work. It's like, you should listen to him. He knows a thing or two about writing songs that people want to sing.
Right.
So, yeah. And to this day, it's been, I actually, on this last tour, I was on a tour with Phil Wickham this year. Yeah. And I sang it every night on that tour. And we were in Massachusetts, not far from where I wrote it.
Oh, wow.
And I actually just, before I sang it, I just told the story because it felt like not every song. I don't have a moment like that for every song.
Yeah.
And especially in a place that's not like near my house or in my home or at a studio or, like it was such a, like, this was a place in time at a place that was pretty special. I remember that day telling my dad where I was. My dad is a pastor and loves just the history of the church and all. Yeah. And so he was talking to me about Dwight L. Moody and just like, oh, take pictures. It was like, it actually made it mean more to me. Cause I was like, oh wow. Like I'm at a moment in our history as Christians and even in our country where this man who gave his life to just like leading people to the Lord. And, so I love that that was there too, that it happened. So
as we part, I have one more random question for you that has nothing to do with your career or the gospel. But I would like to change the background if you wouldn't mind me choosing.
Okay. All right. I'll trust you.
We've been to the mall. We've been to the grocery store on the green screen. This is in honor of my friends.
We went to the fair.
We went to the fair. This is in honor of my friend Steve, the mechanic, who's in the room, who used to run a bowling center. And I just realized we've never done an interview in front of a bowling alley.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's good.
That's amazing.
It's not as great as it's...
I thought we'd be inside the bowling alley.
Oh.
But...
Yeah. Like GoPro on the ball as it's spinning.
Yeah.
But
this will do.
Yeah. So let's have you spin this bingo ball.
Okay.
Basically, every number on there represents a random question I've got here. Okay. So just out of the box.
Look how gentle I'm going for.
Yeah. There you go. Wow.
Is that it?
One spin.
Wow.
You'd be great on Price is Right.
Oh.
Like in the Showcase Showdown?
Showdown.
That was quick, man.
Okay, 66.
O or 0?
Or just 60. 066?
I don't know. Bingo. No, there's an O
it's
in
an
bingo,
O,
so it's an O, yeah.
66.
Right, so here's my last question. If the apocalypse started today and you had no planned time, whatever you've done, like you and your family, it shows up right now. I don't know if it's spaceship or something. We all know the not pandemic. Wow. Yeah. The end. Is the world ending? Yes. Yeah. Like any movie that's like,
right.
Oh my gosh, run.
Yeah.
How would you and your family do? How would you do as a man, currently? Like, where would you guys be tonight?
Where do we go?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can't tell you where we would go because then
you don't want me there. Or
well, I just don't. I trust you, but
as if we're gonna keep doing this interview, the apocalypse is going on, so you might wanna.
Hey guys, I know. Just hold on. We got one more question. It kind of pertains to what's happening now with the end of the world coming and everything. But
just know after you're done with this question, the apocalypse started.
Yeah, it just started.
I don't want to give away my location now.
I've thought about this.
Okay.
Just like what would we do, and we would probably drive to Pennsylvania where my wife's family live, where she's from, and just, hunker down on their land with her parents.
It's not a bad idea.
Because he has like a bunker and just he's prepared.
Some people say go to water because aliens and stuff don't like water. I say go to the Amish. Because if the world is ending,
they don't. Right.
The Amish will. I feel my life will end better closer to them.
Which my wife's family are Mennonites, so it's close.
Perfect.
I mean, they're not anymore, but they grew up.
Okay.
So
they left the.
They left the Mennonite church.
So do you want to be heading back there?
Well, I mean, they.
Hey, here they come! The world's ending, and here come the Baldwins.
No. They love us.
Okay.
But that's where we would go, I think. I think we would go there. They have food, shelter.
I've given
lots of guns.
Yeah. I've given zero thought to this. And when hurricanes come to Florida, my wife is the first one going, should we? And I'm just like,
where would we go?
Which is funny because I worry about everything during normal days.
Yeah.
But when she starts coming to me going, hey, there's a Category 5. I'm like, everything will be fine.
I'm the same way. I'll worry about a lot of little stuff that doesn't matter, but the big stuff, it's like what if I get COVID? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll probably be fine.
We had a Category 5 coming right at us, and she was panicking, going, "We should leave." And I'm like, "Things will work out."
I'm sure.
My check engine light comes on, and
Yeah.
I'm calling Steve. My anxiety's through the roof. Some of the worst radio shows I've ever had, because I'm like, I have no clue how this is gonna end.
Yeah. Like, what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? But Cat 5 is like, it'll be all right. Toilet paper shortage,
Yeah.
you know.
You're fine.
So it's always good to have you.
It's always good to be here. Seriously.
Yeah, and we've discussed a lot.
We've covered almost everything.
Yeah.
We didn't travel as far from place to place as we did last time.
No.
So we've saved, but gas is so expensive right now. I think.
Yeah.
Just
I feel
made,
like
it
we
kind of
didn't-
made sense.
We
to
kind of
stay.
stayed on the same block.
We
The mall,
we
the
did, we went
fair,
to my hometown
the
basically.
bowling alley.
Did we just go to Albemarle, North Carolina?
This is
Because it
every
feels
date
like
I ever had
Yeah,
before I was
seriously.
21 was
Yeah.
mall, fair.
we just
Good
visited my last Thursday.
trip. Always appreciate the time, my friend.
Love it.
Good. Say what's up to your grandma.
What's up, Mamaw? Mamaw Betty, Kannapolis, North Carolina.
What's up on an Abercrombie discount?
The Thursday Afternoon Chat. Your favorite artists with Jayar.